What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Darnell coming at you from the court, and I wanted to talk about something that was a little bit, not a little bit, but it's very, very, very controversial. And this is the argument of the greatest of all time, the GOAT, I might add. And I kind of wanted to give my opinions on who I think is the greatest of all time. Now, up until this point, I am a 90s baby, so I can't go back and I can't talk about Bill Russell. I can't go back and talk about Kareem. I can't go back and talk about Magic too much. I was seeing a little glimmer of his light, you know what I'm saying, when I was born and when I started getting into basketball. I did research that, but in my opinion, I don't think you can put bigs in the category of greatest of all time. Now, they can be the greatest at their position, but I don't think you can put bigs in the category of greatest of all time. And the reason I say that is because they're not as versatile as players like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? These players can actually do a lot more than dominating the post, shoot hook shots, and just back people down and bang down low in the paint. But what I want to talk about is, and I'm a LeBron James fan, so this is always an ongoing conversation for me. I always try to get people to be not biased when it comes to this situation. And to me, maybe not to you. Hopefully you guys will understand where I'm coming from, but to me, these are facts that I'm about to state. I think LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. Now, he's 32 years old. I think he turns 32 this year. Maybe he might turn 33 this year. Either one. LeBron James is the greatest player of all time to me. Now, I'll throw out this analogy real quick just before I get started and defend my opinion on why I think LeBron James is the greatest of all time. Think about it this way. You're the owner of a restaurant, or you're the manager of a restaurant, and you got two applicants coming in to apply for this open position, which is the cash register, or, you know, cashier position. And you got this kid, he comes in, his name is Michael. I'm just going to use their names, you know what I'm saying, just for, I don't know, video's sake, so that nobody gets confused. You got this kid named Michael. He comes in and he's like, you know, I've done register for, 10 years of my life. Let's see, I'm 25 years old. I've been doing it since I was 15, this, that, and the other. And I'm extremely proficient. If not, I would say that I am a pro at this. You know what I'm saying? As far as being a cashier, there's nothing that I can't do when it comes to cashiering. Now, you got this kid, he comes in, his name is LeBron. Like I said, using their names for video's sake, nobody gets confused. You got this kid comes in, his name is LeBron, and he's like, well, I'm not a pro at cashiering, but I am quite proficient. Now, I probably confuse you guys with the word pro and proficient. Pro is the shorter term of professional. I'm pretty much top notch at doing a cashier. Proficient is just you're good enough at it. You can do it really well, but not as good as Michael. So this is LeBron James. Now, this analogy works because, a lot of people say that Michael Jordan was a better clutch performer or a better scorer, and I completely agree. You know what I'm saying? Especially considering that isn't LeBron James's key aspect of his all-around basketball play. So, and then you got LeBron, he comes in, he's proficient at the cashier, but he can also stock. He can also do price tagging. He's good at, running a restaurant area of your franchise or whatever. He's good at doing deli. He's good at packaging. He's good at running the warehouse area. You know what I'm saying? This is the analogy I want you guys to at least think about. Which one of these employees would you pick, or applicants? I'm sorry. Which one of these applicants would you pick? Would you pick the guy who's the professional at cashiering, or would you pick the guy who's proficient at cashiering but knows how to do everything? That's always something that I try to get across to people, because a lot of people are biased when it comes to the Michael Jordan, LeBron James discussion. Now, back to my defense. This guy is a freak of nature. I don't know if there is enough hate, or, you know what I'm saying, enough love for this guy for people to actually acknowledge the fact that basketball, being a great basketball player, does not just speak to what the one ability you're capable of. Now, I'm not saying that as to discredit anything that Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan has done, because these guys were excellent and they're proficient scorers. They're actually proficient defenders as well. I can't take that away from them. I'm not going to sit here and say that they are just one dimensional in terms of saying that they're just scorers, because they're not. But when you look at LeBron James, he's a great passer. He's a great rebounder. He's a great scorer. He just crept up, I think, what is it, 9th of in all-time scoring, and he's not even done yet. You know what I'm saying? The guy is built like a machine, so he's got at least another 5, maybe 6 years left in the tank. You know what I'm saying? Those are just my assumptions. Maybe some catastrophic injury causes him to retire a little bit sooner than what everybody is assuming that he will last. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 2 or 3 years he breaks his ankle or some shit like that, I don't know, and then he's out for the rest of his career. He just decides to retire because he's done enough. But this guy is literally built like a machine, man. He's never had a very serious injury. People are going to talk about the cramp situation against the Spurs. I think it was the Spurs. If I'm not mistaken, it was the Spurs. He was playing with Miami. People are going to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. You can't really say anything else in terms of injuries because he doesn't have any significant injuries on his resume. It's just never happened. And let me address this one thing real quick. Skip Bayless, you are the white Michael Jordan without the basketball skill. And I say that because I think Michael Jordan is threatened by the presence of LeBron James. Has anybody ever noticed that Michael Jordan never gives LeBron James props for what he's capable of and what he's done so far in his career? Now, if that has happened, please get in the comment section and let me know. Link it to me so that I can see it, because I've never seen it. Even the situation where the guy asked him, I think it was Michael Jordan was in an interview. He said, "Who do you think who do you think fares better against you, Kobe or LeBron James?" And you know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan said Kobe because he stole all his moves. Like, that's one reason why you'd be able to beat that person, because you pretty much can already assume what they're going to do. Whereas you got LeBron James, he's 6'8", 250, give or take 10 pounds, and he's as fast as a damn bull. Like, you can't say he's strong as hell. You can't just say that Kobe would be better. Kobe would fare better against you because he stole all your moves. That if anything, you guys are gonna like go wire to wire. Whereas LeBron James, I don't think Michael Jordan, I'm not gonna say he doesn't have a chance. I don't think Michael Jordan and the LeBron James matchup would be as close as the Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan matchup would be. And I'm sorry, I got off topic. I'm gonna talk about Skip Bayless. This guy, for some reason, just, I don't know, he hates LeBron James. Maybe Savannah was supposed to be his wife and LeBron stole him from us. I don't know. But it's just ridiculous how much discomfort this guy has when talking about LeBron James and how much he tries to discredit everything that he does. He goes as far as to saying if Ray Allen hadn't made the shot, and he's a teammate. What is he supposed to do? Oh my God, I got LeBron James. This is me quoting or paraphrasing, just, you know, an example. Oh my God, I got LeBron James on my team. I'm gonna miss this jump shot so that I don't tarnish his record and be the one who saved his ass in the finals. This is a team sport. Ray Allen's supposed to make that shot. He's not supposed to miss because LeBron James is on his team. And then you can say, yeah, he turned it over so this amount of times in the last 3 minutes or whatever. Yeah, but if it wasn't for LeBron, Ray Allen making that shot wouldn't have mattered. LeBron, I think he scored like 16 points straight, 16 or 18 or something like that. The Spurs were up 10. LeBron went on a tear, you know what I'm saying, on his own. He did that. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for him, the shot wouldn't have even mattered. You know what I'm saying? Ray Allen making that shot wouldn't have mattered. And then you talk about last year's finals where Draymond Green gets suspended and, you know, all of this extra stuff. Andrew Bogut goes down, which is very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? It really is. But as we've seen this year, Andrew Bogut he was born with paper skin and glass bones. I mean, this guy, 58 seconds and you go down in your debut with this championship contending team. Luckily, they were able to back him up with Larry Sanders. I think they'll fare pretty well with Larry Sanders. But back on topic, Andrew Bogut goes down. I think that's a little bit later in that, what is it, game 6, I believe, whatever game it was. And Draymond hadn't got suspended, this, that, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but he came back for game 6 and they still had a chance. So that's not much of an argument for me. Now, I'm not as biased as to say everything LeBron James does is perfect, because that series against Dallas should not have a championship right now. They just shouldn't. And I blame LeBron, and I'm not gonna go as far as saying that a lot of the times when he passes it, it's a legit argument that he should have made that pass. LeBron James is capable of doing anything he wants to on a basketball court. So in crunch time, instead of trying to take a 3-point shot and win the game, do what you know you can do. Get to the cup. Like I said, he's as strong as an ox, and so if him going down in the paint is almost guaranteed points and one, unless they're smart enough to acknowledge that, okay, if he just scores this 2-pointer, that's fine. But if we foul him being LeBron James, he might still make the shot, which means that he's got a free throw chance to actually win the game. That would be just that's just like the dumbest thing for somebody to do. I don't think people think that far into, you know what I'm saying, the possibilities of what could actually happen. But this guy, man, and I'm not I've never been one to like worship anybody or idolize somebody, based on what they can do, because I feel like anything anybody else can do, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? But this dude is a fantastic passer. That is what his game is. If anybody knows LeBron James, they know that LeBron's ideal basketball game is to get his team involved. He can score at will. That is just something that can happen. I was gonna say a prolific defender, but as of this year, I think he's kind of dialed it back for some odd reason. Maybe to conserve a little bit of energy, or on the physical side, a little bit more health, so that when playoffs comes, he's actually got enough in the tank to do what he needs to do. But the dude is fantastic, man. And the way he plays is so much different from the way Jordan plays. Jordan's game was, I'm gonna take every shot, if it's up to me, so that I could win. LeBron's mindset is, I can score whenever I want to, but I need to get my teammates involved because this is a team game. If I feel like I want to take over and do everything on my own, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to, run my gas tank all the way down to E, and we're probably going to lose. Because if I don't get my teammates involved, they don't get a feel of the game, it just doesn't work. And you know what? Outside of him, because I really believe that's what his mindset is, outside of him having that mindset, I really do believe that that's a true factor in it. If you don't get your teammates involved, you're probably not going to win, because it'll just be you. And then you look at people like Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is doing a phenomenal job right now. Now, I'm not going to say that it's all because of Kevin Durant, but because I think he was already capable of it. Just not having Kevin Durant allowed him to open up a little bit more. But this guy's doing everything. He's rebounding, assisting, scoring. Russell Westbrook is a really good defender. You know what I'm saying? And people see that as MVP candidate, territory. I feel like if you don't get it to a specific seed in, when the regular season is over, you kind of don't deserve that, because although you did all that, you weren't able to skyrocket your team to different levels. So that's perfectly fine. But you got people like LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? He's pretty much doing everything that not really, because he's not averaging a triple-double, but it's a tough discussion, man, because the MVP thing is, to me, it's a little different. I see it differently. I don't see it as, scoring, or just only assisting, or just only rebounding, or your stats. I see it as what you mean to the team, and in a sense that kind of speaks a little bit more for Russell Westbrook, because if he's gone, that team is crap. And the thing for me is, I think about it with LeBron. They've got star players on their team, and when he doesn't play, they still don't succeed. You know what I'm saying? So I see where, as for the situation for Russell Westbrook, if he doesn't play, the team is garbage, because they don't have any star premier players on their team. You know what I'm saying? The closest thing they do have to somewhat of an all-star is Victor Oladipo, and he's kind of like, in terms of basketball levels, he's average right now. But LeBron James, when this guy doesn't play, what are they, 4-16 since he's been back to Cleveland or something like that? When he's on the floor, they win majority of the game. When he's off the floor, 4 of 16. That speaks for itself. Most valuable player, I think should be every year LeBron James, but they're not going to do that because they'll get bored of sending the MVP trophy to the same guy. So, of course, Russell Westbrook and James Harden and Kawhi Leonard are in the race. LeBron James is still in the race, but I really don't think he's going to win it. So that's something unfortunate, considering he's chasing the ghost of what you guys proclaim to be the greatest player of all time. I do not see Michael Jordan as the greatest player of all time. If LeBron wins this year, I won't even say this year. If LeBron, because I'll give the benefit of the doubt to the guys that are going to be like, well, Jordan, I want to talk about that too after I say this. If LeBron wins, if he catches up to Michael Jordan in terms of how many championships. LeBron's the greatest player of all time. That's just my opinion. And then a lot of people say, well, Jordan 6-6 in the finals and all this extra stuff. Yeah, but did you take into account the 9 years it actually took him to start getting to the finals, or however long it was? I think it might have been 6 or 7. But that dude didn't even make it to the finals within his first 6 to 8 years. I'll just say 6, benefit of the doubt. But LeBron James, I think, how old was he? 21. That's 3 years into him being into the NBA. As a kid, he came in as a kid and took the bum ass Cleveland Cavaliers, that team. Go back and look at that 2007. I'm wanting to say, because he came in 2000 and it might have been a 2006-7 year. But he came in 2003. He took that bum-ass Cleveland Cavaliers team with Eric Snow, Daniel Boobie Gibson. What's that guy's name? Delonte West. What's the little guy name that was just playing for them on Cleveland? He went Mo Williams, Zadrunas Ilgauskas, Anderson Varejao. You know, people like that. He took that team to the finals on his own. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. That wasn't anybody else. It was him. And then a lot of people were like, we doesn't have a clutch gene. LeBron is probably 2 clutch shots under Michael Jordan in the history of all of the clutch shots. So you can bet your sweet ass that by the time LeBron James is finished, he's going to catch up to Michael Jordan in terms of clutch shots. And a lot of people do say that he don't have I really do think he does. I mean, fourth quarter, you're down by 10 in the finals against the Spurs and you go on the tear. You guys take clutch as like last 3 minutes. I think clutch is if you show up and do what you're supposed to do, and he did that in that San Antonio series, the first year they went to the finals against San Antonio when he was playing for Miami. I think that was the 2012 or yeah, I think it was the 2011-12 year, whichever year it was, when they first played the Spurs in the finals. The dude went on a tear in the fourth quarter. That's clutch to me. That's most definitely clutch. Then the shot that he made this year against who was that? Was it the Hawks? I think it was the Hawks when they had that overtime game, and he was like, he caught the heave from Kevin Love, and he just turned around and he fires it up and he banks it off the backboard and it goes in, and like, that type of stuff is clutch, man. And then there's another instance where they ended up losing to Orlando ultimately, but in the playoffs, I think this is when Dwight Howard and they had Turkoglu and Jameer Nelson and all those guys. He heaves up a shot from half court, like that's clutch. But he had nobody on his team, so eventually you're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of you need superstars. Yeah, Michael Jordan did too. Dennis Rodman, are you serious? Scottie Pippen. Steve Kerr, one of the best three-point shooters of that era. Come on now, you can't just sit there and say that LeBron James needed superstars. Everybody needed at least one extra superstar. Kobe Bryant, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, sort of. Because when Kobe won with Pau Gasol was in his prime. So Pau Gasol was pretty good back then. Pau Gasol was pretty good, but even still, you know, Kobe couldn't do it on his own. He needed another, you know what I'm saying, another piece that was gonna help him, you know what I'm saying, get to that point. Granted, Kobe probably took like 82% of all of the Lakers shots, but that team was pretty good. Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, Ron Artest, what was that? Lamar Odom, Shannon Brown. I was finna say Shannon Fry. Shannon Brown, like that Lakers team was pretty good. Like, come on now, you guys aren't just gonna sit up here and say, now they weren't superstars like LeBron has within Kyrie Irving, because that's the only superstar I think LeBron has. Kyrie Irving is phenomenal. We'll talk about him a little later as well, but that's in another video, not later on in this video, because this video is almost too long. But it's an ongoing discussion, man. It'll never end. When LeBron James gets or outdoes Michael Jordan in terms of rings, there's nothing else anybody can say. I already feel like he's the GOAT, but a lot of people don't, because he's 3-4 in the finals. Whatever. Those 3 times he got there, they won. And those 4 times they got there, he lost. What does that matter? He still got 3 rings. Michael Jordan's got 6, so he's 50% of the way of catching the ghost of Michael Jordan. But I do appreciate you guys stopping through. This is a new channel. It's going to be a basketball channel. That's it. Something else is going to be starting up on here. I'm going to start doing my training and my workout regimens when I get everything situated. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really appreciate your support. Be sure to give the video a like, comment. You know what else to do. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.